Welcome back to Aliens, another glorious day in the Corps. We're doing mission 2.5, the extended one that came with In the Pipe 5x5 expansion. And we got to get our APC to the dropship. We got to hope the dropship arrives, because the aliens might take out Spunkmeyer and Pharaoh. It's hard to say. So far we got 1 damage on the APC. Not the end of the world. Of course, Hicks has to go first because he's our solo player. We do have 1 damage on the APC, so that's going to affect the turret gun a little bit. And we are not going to draw a card for Hicks. That's his special action. And let's go ahead, starting with Hicks. He's going to fire. He's in the rear turret position. He's going to fire the rear turret twice. We're going to start shooting at this alien right here at the side, because if we can get Gorman to drive this thing out of here, we'll leave the other 2 in the dust. Alright, first attack is a 7, so to hit, so it's +1 because of the 1 damage. It's +1 for every damage on the APC. We only have 1 damage, so a 2 + 1 is 3, so we absolutely shred this bunch of aliens. There was quite a pile there, right? There was 3 of them, so they are all mowed down. And of course my camera battery is going, so we'll come right back. He's going to have a second attack with the turret gun. Trying to hit, I think both of these are 2, so we'll pick one of those. And we might as well zoom in a little bit while we're at it. Alright, the second action for Hicks in the turret position. Let's shoot at the guy on the side here a little bit. And +1. 4 + 1 is 5, and that is enough to take it out because we have 7 is the turret gun. So these 2 get shredded by the turret gun. Now we do have Crow in the front turret gun position, but he is unable to shoot at anything because you can only shoot straight ahead, the front turret position, and there's no alien straight ahead, and there's none off to the side. So that's it. I think next we are going to have Gorman trying... Oh no, we should have somebody do some repairs. We actually have Newt in a repair location. She's going to try to do a repair action. Why not? So let's have her do that. So Hicks is gone. We're going to have Newt trying to repair. She has a tech 2, so we'll see. Maybe she can do a little bit of patch-up job. She needs a 2 or less. And she gets 10. So that was her first action, trying to repair. She'll try it again. And she gets a 6. So no, Newt is not able to do any repairs. What a surprise. Let's have Ripley try to do repairs. She's right beside Newt. So Ripley's tech is, I believe, 5. Yeah, her tech is 5, so she can repair the ship on a 5 or less. She gets a 6, so she's having trouble too. And her second action, she gets a 3. So she is able to repair the APC. Alright, so the APC is fully repaired. That was Ripley taking her turn. And I forgot to take cards for shooting the turret gun again, so just give me a second here. So where's Ripley? That's Ripley going. Yes, for every time you fire the turret off the endurance deck, you take 3 cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We did the turret twice. So the endurance deck running out pretty quickly, but we have a nice hefty exhaust pile. Why is that good? Because we're going to go over to the dropship next, and we're going to have Spunkmeyer see if he can open up one of the crates and find either some better armor or some weapons. He just has a pistol, so let's go and do that. Alright, so Pharaoh and Spunkmeyer had a little bit of excitement there in the dropship. There was 1 alien in there. Spunkmeyer took it out. So let's take a look at the rules here for being inside the dropship. It says Pharaoh and Spunkmeyer can take an interact action with a crate token to equip, paying its cost, a weapon or equipment card from the exhaust pile. Shuffle the exhaust pile after they do so. So, we're going to do that. So we have Spunkmeyer here adjacent to the crate. I believe the token goes away. I think it goes away. So I'm just going to remove it. He's busted open the crate. Now he can pay the equip cost. This is our exhaust pile. So he can either grab a weapon or an armor. So he rifles through the crate, and we're looking for weapons and armor. So, ooh, a flamethrower. Oh, yes. But it would cost 4 cards into the exhaust pile. That's fine. We got a flamethrower we could equip. We got a pulse rifle if we want. We have body armor or a pistol. He's already got a pistol, so why would he do that? Oh, yeah, or you know what? It's flamethrower. In the crate is a flamethrower. So he gets to equip that. Now that costs 4 cards into the exhaust pile, so we have to take 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put that in the exhaust pile, and as the rule said, then you have to shuffle the exhaust pile, because it makes a difference in the order that the cards are placed in there when you're removing cards, etc. Alright, so shuffle the exhaust pile. That was Spunkmeyer's first of 2 actions, and so for his second action he's going to move 1, 2, 3. He'll go right here forward. Yes, he's got a movement of he has a movement of speed of 4, so he can get right there. He's kind of crouched behind that barrel, hoping nothing else comes out. But now he's equipped with a flamethrower. Awesome. And let's take a look at the flamethrower. Exhaust 2 cards to make an attack with this weapon. Choose a space that is 2 spaces away from this character, and in line of sight. Roll for each model token in the space. So he has to be 2 or less. Ooh, well, okay. At least he's got a pistol. He's got the flamethrower equipped. Maybe next time he'll grab the body armor. Unless we start putting a whole bunch of those cards back into the endurance pile, which we might need. Alright, I think up last we are just going to have... do we want Pharaoh to take 2 rest actions? Or maybe Crow, just to put some cards back. I think we might. Alright, I think we're going to have Crow do a couple of rest actions. He's in the front turret spot, but he can't do anything there. So for a rest action, you can take 3 cards, so this was the shuffled exhaust pile, and put them back into the endurance deck at the bottom to be shuffled back in later. So 1, 2, 3 is going to take 2 rest actions, 4, 5, 6. There we go. So he's going to take 6 cards and put them back into the under the shuffle pile. So basically there's a reshuffle deck. All the cards that you put to recycle go underneath here. When you run out of endurance cards in the front, you reshuffle all of the ones underneath there and make a new endurance deck. Okay, Gorman, get us out of here. So it's going to be up to Gorman now. He's driving, so he's going to make a tech test. I'm going to readjust the camera, see if he can drive this thing somewhere. It's got no damage on it now, so if he blows his tech test, he only can go 3 spaces. If he makes it, he can go 5. Alright, so he's going to make his tech test. Okay, Gorman, we know how good you are at tech tests. Usually. Only when he's on a computer terminal. Maybe when he's driving, he'll do better. Alright, he needs... His tech is a 5, so he needs a 5 or less. And he gets a 3, so he can drive 5 spaces for his first action. Ooh, this is good. Okay, what's going to happen is this APC is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to go 1 more space. We're going to take this tile off of here. We're going to remove all aliens, all blips, and then it's going to go in the front of this one, and then he has got 1 more space to move. So let me get that set up. Alright, so ending off his first movement, so 5. We're on to, this is now tile number 3. Now remember, we have to get through 6 tiles. When we get to the 6th tile, then we can interact with the dropship. Okay, so this was spawn. So now we have spawn point 3 and 4 here, and then 1 and 2. So these 2 tiles are just going to keep flipping over until we get through 6 tiles. Oh boy. Alright, that was Gorman's first driving stunt. Let's see if he can do a second one. So we need a tech test again, and he gets a 9, so true to form, he blows it, strips a gear, and can only move 3 spaces, 1, 2, 3. Just motoring straight down. So we're still on both tiles. Alright, it is the alien's turn. And this door is now closed, but it will open as soon as something is into it. So there's only 1 alien on the board. They will move 6. And speaking of 1 alien, it is only 1. It's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It can't quite get to the APC. It can't quite attack it. Now it is time for blips to move. We have 2 blips right here. We're going to roll a 6-sided die. That is how far those blips can move. They can move 4. Ooh, okay. Yeah. I think they're going to be attacking the APC. So we'll take this first blip. It's going to go 1, 2, 3. It gets right beside the APC, and this one can go 1, 2, and 3. So both of them get to the APC. Oh, and I flipped it over with the finger. So that's just 1 alien. All right, we can can live with that. So one alien gets here, and this one is 2. So we have 1 and we have 2. Not the end of the world. I mean, I'd rather have none, but they are chasing down the APC, trying to do damage. And now they're going to attack. Of course they're going to attack. So the first one will attack. We have a defense of 5. And 5, it doesn't do any damage. This one has +1 token under it, so we have to add +1 to the die. We're looking for 5 or less. We get a 2, we get a 3, so neither of those aliens do damage to the APC. Awesome! What's not awesome is now it is time to draw spawn cards. We are going to be drawing 5 of them. Same routine. So we're going to take 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're looking at the last 3. So these 2 won't matter right now, but the last 3 do, and we're looking for that symbol. And we don't have a tunnel symbol. So what's going to happen is every one of these cards is going to activate. Going to spawn. I think I'm just going to slightly readjust the camera so we get everything a little bit better in view here and start spawning like crazy. Alright, it's Spawns-a-Palooza time. The first one is Alien Lurker. So we get a spawn point at 4. If this blip is not placed on a spawn point within line sight of a character, it immediately moves 4 spaces. What? Oh! Okay, I guess we're getting another attack because we'll grab a random. Boom! It is not in line of sight. Did I read that right? If this blip is not placed on a spawn point within line of sight of a character, it immediately, it moves 4 spaces. Okay, we got a bunch more coming up. So this one's going to go 1, 2. Oh, aliens can't move through aliens. So this guy's stuck. However, he does spawn. The door will stay open. So what do we get here? We get 2. So we get 2 aliens sitting there. All right, let me get this organized. We got 2 aliens. Happily, they're trying to get to the APC, but they get bottlenecked. Cool. All right. And the door is open, so anything now spawning at 4, we will be able to see. Oh, okay, spawn card number 1 done. On to number 2. Alien drones. We get a spawn at 3, a blip. Players must either discard a barricade in play, or wow. So here we go. We're going to get a blip at 1. We're getting a blip at 3 and a blip at 1. Okay, blip at 3, which is here, and we get a blip at 1. All right, on to the third spawn card. Alien Assault at 2. If the spawn point already has a blip or alien model, move this blip 4 spaces toward the nearest. No, it doesn't. So we will get a blip at 2. And on to the fourth one. Hidden Attack 2. 2 blips at 2. If this card's blips are placed on a spawn point in line of sight of a character, discard 4 cards. Discard, okay, if this card's blips are placed on a spawn point in line of sight of a character, it's not going to be because it's behind a door, discard 4 cards. So we're not going to have discard 4 cards, but we are going to have to put 2 blips at spawn point 2. Now you're thinking, yeah, but you could put it here and the door opens and we could see it. But you know what? You can put these blips adjacent to that. So there we go. Whoa, things are piling up. And our last card, holy God, Alien Vanguard, another one at 2. Reveal a card. Okay, so we reveal a card. We get a green, which is nothing. Thank goodness. So nothing extra happens. So we get 1 more blip at 2. Whew. All right, we get another blip at 2. There's 4 blips at 2. So I'm going to put that one in behind here. All right, and I think that's basically it. So there's nothing much more going on at the end of the turn. And luckily, all of these aliens are actually on this board. So if we can drive our APC off this board, all blips and aliens on this board will disappear. But we've got 4 over there. All right, that's going to be the end of our episode. Whew. So thanks so much for watching along. Thanks for your comments, descriptions, and likes. Aliens, another glorious day on the Corp. This is the extended mission that came in the Pipe 5x5 expansion. And stay away from her. Your B was the one that introduced the APC and this mission. But now we have the expanded one with the dropship. And there you go. So thanks so much, and hope to see you tomorrow. Continuation. This is mission 2.5 Chase. Yes, at the end of our episode here, at episode 3, I've been overlooking the whole dropship flying thing, which absolutely has no effect on our gameplay up till now. Something to be aware of, though. Piloting the dropship at the start of the marine phase. One character in the pilot space must make an interact action to take a tech test. If they fail, all characters in dropship add +1 to their rolls for attack actions and cannot take rest actions. Okay, so what that means is, I haven't been doing it, I'll start doing it, of course, next episode, is Pharaoh here should have been doing tech tests this episode, or sorry, last episode and this episode, which would give him, Spunkmeyer, -1 to hit. Now, he rolled a 2 to hit the alien, so even if she failed the tech test and the ship's getting a lot of turbulence and bumpy ride, he still would have taken out the alien, so it didn't make any effect. The other effect, neither of them have done any rests yet, rest actions, so doesn't matter. But yes, we have to have Pharaoh here piloting the ship, so that's her interact, her first action every turn, beginning of the marine phase. Oops! Totally forgot about that. Had no effect on gameplay yet. However, let's keep that in mind going forward when we get into our next episode. Yes, very first thing we're going to do is have Pharaoh make a tech test to see what's going on there. All right, thanks so much for watching along. Hope you join me tomorrow. Continuation Aliens, another glorious day on the Corps. Mission 2.5 Chase.